After shaming Boris Johnson over Partygate, Keir Starmer is now under investigation after new evidence has emerged that he may have broke lockdown rules. After months of shaming Boris Johnson for being dishonest, calling for him to resign, it must feel pretty embarrassing now the Labour Party is having a taste of their own medicine. A few months ago, a video was released of Keir Starmer with a beer in his hand during an event. He calls this a work event. To me, it seems like a bit of a stretch to say that having a beer and chatting to people is considered a work event, especially considering the rest of the country was in lockdown at the time. As well as this, evidence has recently surfaced that Deputy Leader of the Labour Party, Angela Rayner, was at the event, after previously saying she was not there, and she's calling this an honest mistake. They wouldn't let this slide if this was the Conservative Party. They'd say this is just another example of the Conservative Party being dishonest. And to me personally, considering that politicians are under such scrutiny at the time, that this is such an issue for the general public, you should be making sure that you're being honest. You should be making sure whether you were there or not. I've also heard the argument that it matters more because Boris made the law, as if Starmer wasn't for stronger lockdown policies. Starmer was pushing for more government involvement. He wanted the government to do more in terms of locking people down, which makes it even worse than Boris when he breaks the law, because he's been advocating for it. It makes him a bigger hypocrite. And also, it's just a silly argument because the law should treat everyone equally. It doesn't matter who you are, the law still applies to you. And it's just so silly because this just shows that the rules were unrealistic. If the people who enforce them, who were advocating for them, can't even follow them, what about the rest of society? And Starmer was at the front of the campaign to make sure the lockdown was enforced. He was pressuring the government to do so. And regardless of whether the law says he broke the rules or not, he was still at an event, holding a beer, chatting to people, which the rest of the country could not do during that time. While the rest of the country was in lockdown, I'm sorry, but if you think that COVID is so dangerous, why would you voluntarily go to a work event, have a beer and just chat and laugh, have a takeaway with a few of your friends? Surely you should be trying to limit contact as much as possible. And it just shows they don't believe in it either. And it's just so sickening that the Labour Party and Keir Starmer weaponised people suffering during lockdown to have a go at Boris Johnson, to say that he's dishonest, to say that he was partying while people couldn't see their family, when the same thing holds true for Keir Starmer. People did have to make sacrifices, meanwhile Keir Starmer was having a beer and laughing with his mates. I guess it really just shows that it is one rule for them and another rule for us. I'm Jess Gill, this is Reasoned. Please like, comment what you think and subscribe. Thank you, goodbye.